Hi, and welcome to another episode of Creating Resilience, the show that's here for you, and it's about you and your comments and everything that you do. I like that, Lisa. And everything that you do matters to us. Everything that you wish to tell us, as long as it's within the bounds of decency, we absolutely would like to hear from you. And so please bring your comments in. And Vanessa, from time to time, will let us know. Uh, what it is that you would like from us and how you're feeling, and she will be moderating for you and taking care of you. So I'm just trying to turn off my phone right now. I forgot to do that before. So, everyone, we are so happy today that you're here because we have a special treat in store for you. We have a medical doctor on board with her son, and they will be showing us one of my favorite foods. When people say to me, what is your favorite food? It depends on the moment and depends on the season because with me it keeps changing. But in winter, once winter hits, oh my gosh, I start craving wheatgrass juice and microgreens. It's really interesting, craving. And I hate wheatgrass juice the rest of the year. But once winter comes, that's how I know that for my body, the season has changed because that's what I get then is that craving. And I know when the season is changing again because I do not want any more wheatgrass juice. In fact, I think it's disgusting. And all of a sudden, my craving for microgreens just goes away. So, and then fruits, I start craving fruits. So that is how I know when it's microgreen season. I was so happy when Paige, hello Paige, if you're watching from San Luis Obispo, when she introduced us to this remarkable family that we are going to be featuring today. So before we go to them, I would like to bring on Lisa and Vanessa, who Vanessa is still in our hideout in Indiana. Lisa, why don't you come on and let us know how you are and what's going on? You have to unmic yourself first, though. You're not coming through on mic anymore for some reason. Let's go to Vanessa until we see what's happening with that. Vanessa, why don't you take it away?
Yes, hello. I just want to say how wonderful I think it is that your body is so in tune, that you've done that work and that you're so in tune with seasons and with what your body needs, that you crave those different things at different times. I know that it's summer when I crave chocolate. I know it's fall when I crave chocolate, and I know it's winter. I guess that doesn't work then. But I love microgreens. I use sprouted broccoli every day on my whatever, eating it just fresh as it is, because Dr. Greger of nutritionfacts.org says sprouted broccoli is the most potent microgreen to boost the lungs and the immune
Vanessa,
system.
Vanessa, 1 second, please. There's a mistake. Sprouts and microgreens are not the same.
Oh,
They're
okay.
two different animals.
Okay.
Just like saying kale is also broccoli because this vegetable is green. No, sprouts and microgreens are two different things. You do not sprout microgreens.
Oh,
Microgreens grow in soil. Sprout does not grow in soil. They're two different
good to
species.
know. Yeah,
Yes.
because the container says microgreens. So my bad. um, but I love that we're having this discussion because microgreens provide so many nutrients that our bodies don't necessarily get with everything else. And I always learn so much from you, Dorit. I am Vanessa Marceau, founder of Alora Wellness, a global vegan organic wellness center. And we have food, dance classes, performing arts, healing arts, and a boutique of all sustainable, free trade, organic products, and looking to expand throughout the world wherever we go. And I'm right now in Indianapolis, working on a home renovation.
Okay, wonderful. So, Vanessa, the reason why it's important to know it's not just you; it's most people. I hear many people making uh,
Yeah.
confusion all the time. Two different things altogether. It's like saying that because kumquat is a citrus fruit, is the same as an orange.
I'm really glad to know. Very glad to know. Thank you.
Very
for
different.
edifying me.
No, not just you. No, we're doing it for everyone today. It's
Yeah,
everyone. Because most
yeah,
people, majority of people I find mix up the two, confuse the two.
yeah.
Majority
Thank
of
you.
people. So, which brings us now to Lisa, who's back. Lisa, please unmute yourself, and I'm going to mute myself.
Oh, boom! Who's trying to wake everybody up? It's been one of
Art,
those days.
art as participant. That's a
It's a
new form of art.
exactly. It's a working thing of art. I am just so grateful to learn about food because I think I could use some real grounding from the earth, and so I'm excited to learn what we have in store today.
Oops, I did forget to mute myself. That brings us to our special guest today. So let's bring them on. Hi, Dr. Srishi and Srikar Potluri. How are you both? And so glad to have you on. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Shrikar, you want to talk?
Uh, should I go first?
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Shrikar Patluri, and I'm in sixth grade, and I go to Medea Creek Middle School. One of my favorite hobbies is to garden, and this spring I got into growing microgreens. I got inspired by my mom's plant-based workshop, and I decided to grow them and sell them, and I want to donate some of the money to animal charity. I like to call microgreens as healthy fast food because they grow really fast and they're healthy for us. And we need very little water to grow them. We watched an episode in a TV show I watched called Explain about the water crisis, and meat needs a lot of water to grow. My mom is a doctor and she will talk about the health benefits of broccoli microgreens later. Now I will show how to grow them. The materials we need for this are broccoli seeds, Uh, we need shallow aluminum trays.
Bring it down, please. Bring it down. Yeah, yes, yes. Usually the sprout house is where most people get their seeds from microgreens. There, I found out about 2 months ago, there's a shortage in Canada. They can no longer have access to theirs. I don't know why it's going on, but I'm so glad that here in the States that we still can get them. Okay, Shrikar, go ahead, please. Thank you.
So we need shallow aluminum trays like this.
Yes,
And
go ahead.
we need coconut coir or soil. We use coconut coir, but you could also use soil. And you need a spray bottle or a water can. And if you're touching soil, you need gloves. And now we could plant them. So
You want
first,
to show?
yeah.
Yeah.
First you have to poke holes in the bottom, and we already did that.
Tilt it a little bit, please. No, tilt it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Yes. This is to show you all that you really don't need a garden. You can actually grow microgreens as long as you don't mind messing up your balcony or inside of your house. You can actually grow microgreens there. Sprouts you don't need to grow. You can put them anywhere on your kitchen counter, anywhere, and they'll sprout by themselves. But microgreens are different. So yes, go ahead, Srikar, please.
So the reason we poke holes is to help the water drain. Next, you want to fill up the tray with about 1 to 2 inches height with soil. Then, after that, you want to water the soil a little bit so that the seeds stick when you put the seeds in. Only very little though.
Yeah, with him it was a little too little. So mommy says, let's be a little bit more generous with this water, shall we?
Yeah,
We know water is being wasted, but
he was worried about wetting the laptop.
So now we take like 2 teaspoons, and or you could just use your hand and estimate it, and we sprinkle the seeds on top.
this is my favorite part, the sprinkling.
Make sure make sure you cover every corner and every side because you want the microgreens to be even.
show them how you do it.
See how easy it is? Oh, you see how easy, everyone? This is really, really important to show you. In my opinion, every person in the United States who's concerned about food security, and we all need to be concerned, ought to be growing these right now or within the next month or so at least. Every one of us can grow this, and it's so inexpensive. The seeds are really, really, really inexpensive. So even if you are really, really struggling to find food to eat, this is going to make an enormous difference. So we're hoping that you will spread the word and spread this video so that people know that they have an alternative, an extremely viable one. The only thing is that I'd like to make sure that people know is that they do not try to cook it. Microgreens are eaten raw, please. Raw.
Yes.
That's why. And Srikar, yes, go ahead, please. Show it. Srikar, yeah. I'm so glad you said it's the ultimate fast food. That wasn't the exact word, but it is a fast food, and I agree. It also grows fast, too. Lovely, I love it.
So now,
could I jump in and ask,
yes.
Why can you not microgreens? What happens if you cook microgreens? Do you destroy the nutrients?
Not only do you destroy the nutrients, but you destroy the life force in it as well. So what's the point? You may as well go and get a McDonald's burger then. It pretty much amounts to it pretty much the same thing.
And now after we add the seeds, we should put a little, very little, like a layer of soil on top.
What do you love about this, Ricard?
It's like, I mean, it barely takes my time.
But what else do you like about it? Why are you so attracted to gardening, especially to microgreens? When you first discovered microgreens, my understanding was that you really fell in love with it.
Like over the summer, because of the pandemic, people have to find like new hobbies, and
you found this.
Yeah.
And then he was making money and donating to the animal charities. So I think,
what an incredible son you're raising there.
Oh, thank you.
Is there any special soil that you like to use?
We use coconut coir, but you could also use normal soil. Where can you buy coconut coir?
Coconut coir. We ordered coconut coir on Amazon. I found some on Walmart as well. So, yeah.
And sometimes you can get it from some of the biodynamic farms as well.
Okay.
But you have to call ahead, and you have to be ready and to get it when they say, if they say they have it. And sometimes I ask the farmers at the farmers market, and some of them sometimes will have it, but not often.
Yeah. These are the recycled trays. So whomever we sell microgreens, we tell them, please keep the trays so that we'll use it again. So that's why it looks a little beaten up because we are trying to recycle the old trays.
So this is part of our zero food waste. So just so you all know, it's going to grow right in there where Srikar right now is sprinkling the rest of the soil. Then when it grows, they sell it just like that. And then they ask people to bring the tray back again. So they really do recycle it. So it just keeps going and going. It has a life of its own. It travels a lot.
How long does it take to grow?
Pardon?
How long does it take to grow the microgreen?
In like 1 to 2 days, you'll see sprouts. But like, I'd say about a week, you can harvest them.
It goes to this.
Oh my goodness.
And after we cover the soil, we add water so that, and you want to water it once a day, but if it's hot, you want to water twice.
And do you do this outside? Do you keep your microgreens outside?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, outside, but under a covered patio.
Okay.
Not under the direct sunlight.
So even if it's in the hundreds, you'd keep it outside, just water it more?
Yes, we have like a covered patio, so we keep it outside, and then, but if it is very hot, he goes out and waters twice a day.
Can you bring the microgreens back into the frame, please, and bring it all the way over to Srikar.
Yeah.
Just bring the microgreens back.
Yeah.
No, the microgreens.
I'm taking
the finished.
Yeah.
The finished tray. Thank you. Thank you.
Go. Go closer.
Perfect. Yes. Now tilt it to us, please. Tilt it down. Yes. Perfect.
That
See
looks
the this is different from sprouts. If you want to see the difference between what sprouts look like and microgreens look like, about 2 months ago when I interviewed Jane Elizabeth on the Elegantly Raw show, I did a comparison of them side by side so you can see the differences. So if you want to look at that show on the Jane On Chain News Network, please just go for my interview with Jane Elizabeth when I made microgreens and I did the comparison. That is beautiful. That's a gorgeous photograph. Now bring it up a little higher so they can see where the roots are, please.
Yeah.
So you see how much it grows? You see how high it grows?
Wow.
I can just show like this.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
So do you all see? And then when you cut it, show them how to cut it, please.
Yes. I didn't bring the scissors. I'll get it now.
I'm glad that I'm understanding this, because I would have thought that looks like sprouted greens, because I do grow sprouted greens. I don't grow it in soil, but I remember that from the Hippocrates Institute when they were speaking, I don't remember her name, the director of the institute, she was saying that you can sprout things and then plant them in the soil. So I guess it's important to know the differences between them, because they're both so important. Sprouted things are just a more bioavailable and potent form of whatever it is, but microgreens are a whole other set. So Dorit, could you just briefly explain the difference between, say, sprouted broccoli, and then the microgreen version of broccoli?
You know what I don't have it in front of me to show you. If I had it, I could really, but if you go on the Elegantly Raw show, I do have them there. And I
Okay.
show the difference. And I even make a recipe with them and I show the differences also. And next month, I'm going to be having actually somebody on doing, actually have somebody from Microgreen Farm who will be coming on.
Oh,
And
good.
to the farm, and he's going to be showing great detail. And one of the
Nice.
things I told him is that I would like him to focus on the difference between microgreens and sprouts. And he said, why don't you do the sprouts and I'll do the microgreens? So, and this way we'll have it side to side again, because you have to see them side to side. They really don't look the same at all. I know most people think they do, but really they don't. And I find that microgreens they're very soft. They're extremely soft. Whereas sprouts are not soft at all. They're much hardy and they're strong. And they're very crunchy. Crunchy. Personally, taste-wise, I prefer microgreens.
Yeah.
Just me, taste-wise. But I think what also confuses them is that you've got broccoli greens, broccoli sprouts. You've got, there's so many different varieties. And I think people just lump them all together. And that's why shows like this, I think, are important. And the Elegantly Raw show, I tend to, that show that I did, I really went into great details with it because I thought it was so important. Unfortunately, I didn't save it, but I was able to recoup it from Jane Elizabeth's Facebook page.
To add to what you said, I tried broccoli sprouts and we tried broccoli microgreens, and broccoli microgreens are much, much easier to grow when compared to broccoli sprouts. I failed a couple of times growing broccoli sprouts because the mold, sometimes we forget rinsing, sometimes they smell funny. These are much easier to eat as well. My kids have them in avocado toast, and I'm going to show in a little while like how our family uses them in the recipes. But microgreens is the easiest way to grow the broccoli to reap the benefits of the sulforaphane that everyone talks about, the big anti-cancer compound. So I would say anytime microgreens over broccoli sprouts. And microgreens have amazing benefits. They have the sulforaphane content, just like broccoli sprouts. It's always recommended to eat within 14 days of your growth. So microgreens within 14 days of the crop is better. And one more tip is like we always harvest it and right away eat it rather than harvest it, store it. So that's the reason we sell them like trays, because whoever buy them, they can, cut them, use it as needed, right? So they don't. That's the reason I don't like to buy the microgreens at the store, because they're already pre-cut. We don't know when they did it. So harvest to the plate, the lesser time, you get more benefits from microgreens.
Yes, thanks for bringing up the problem with sprouts. For me, I think it's a problem. For people who are new to sprouting or to growing anything of their own. What happens is that with sprouts, they do mold really fast, especially in the summer. I think that's why I don't eat them at all in the summer either. And in the winter, I tend to use them just for juicing. I almost never eat them. I tend to eat them. I use them for juicing because they're so hardy and strong. But also, there have been people who refuse to eat sprouts anymore because they did not wash them properly and they did not take good care of them. It's like taking care of a baby. You have to be home and you have to be there. You have to make sure that you wash it in time. It doesn't stay 2 hours late and then you do it, because it can get moldy. And so some people have gotten sick from it because they didn't take care of it well and they didn't wash it well. With microgreens, you do have to rinse it off really well. Can you show us how they harvest, please?
Yes.
So as soon as you harvest it, yes, you ought to eat it, but so only cut what you need.
Yeah, we always harvest with scissors. Some people do with the knife, but we kind of take it like this and then cut a little bit, like maybe uh, less than 1/8 inch from the soil, and then nicely cut along. I always start from the edges, and then I keep a plate next to me and then immediately put that in the plate. And this is how they look. I don't know if you can see them.
Yes, we can. That's beautiful. Can you turn your hand around a little bit, please? Yes. Perfect. Now we can definitely see them. Thank you so much.
You can put them,
And
wash them, and then we put them in the salad spinner and nicely, can you take this already? This one. Yeah. I could be.
so I rinse them 3 times. I actually soak them in water first, and I soak them 3 times. I do that.
Mm-hmm. And once
Because-
you rinse them, put in the salad spinner, and then you know what to do next, like spin and try to get all the water away. And now they're ready to use in whatever, recipes they ask, you want to use in. So this is, if broccoli microgreens are eaten along with your other plant-based fruits, vegetables, fruits, and then all the plant-based foods, I'm sure you will gain so much: reduced inflammation, reduced cancer risk, and then improved lung health. It's shown that the sulforaphane in the broccoli microgreens remove the benzene and other pollutants in our body. So they're excellent for developing countries where the pollution is such a problem. Even for us, especially in cities where there is automobile pollution. So even if you're not a smoker, you can still be exposed to benzene and all these acrylamides that come in the food when you heat the carbohydrates at high temperatures. So all these are eliminated or excreted faster and more in your urine when you eat broccoli microgreens.
I
So
feel as if even though I never touch cigarettes, I'm a smoker because I live in Los Angeles.
that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fires and both of them.
Yes.
So can you show us now how to use them, please? Because there's so many things you can use them. I have so many recipes for these.
Yeah.
During the winter, I'll be using them a lot on the Elegantly Raw show. I mean, it's very rare you'll find me, if I'm doing the menu, if I'm doing the meal, not using microgreens, whether it's just on the side or as the main dish. And I use it often as a main dish.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is his favorite. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's avocado toast. Almost every morning, I just put toast in like the toaster, and then my mom makes like she just like I don't know, like slashes the guac.
Srikar, Srikar, is that Ezekiel bread?
Yes. How did you know that?
That's my field. This is what I know the people who make Ezekiel bread too, but this is my field.
Awesome.
I have it with microgreens, and yeah.
Yeah. For kids, I think this is sandwiches, avocado toast, and this is the best way to give them microgreens.
It feels to me that microgreens and avocado go so well together. It's like the new peanut butter and jelly, avocado and microgreens.
Yes.
That's what you do. How you
I
pair.
like that, Vanessa, because that's true. What I do is I put the microgreens at the bottom and I put the avocado on top.
Oh,
But my guacamole is so spicy.
Yum.
I'll show you
that
one more dish. Sorry. Yeah. So this is Indian pancake. It's a savory one made with, it's called dosa. And what we do is we soak moong dal, the whole moong dal, the green one, overnight, and then blend it with some green chilies and some ginger, and then it becomes a batter and make like a big pancake. I stuffed it with some grated carrot, and that's I made like a porridge, the vegetable porridge with some whole wheat flour and some vegetables, and we stuff the porridge in the dosa, and then what I do is like add some microgreens in there, and it's so good. And then close it, and then we eat it with any of the condiments. We normally make cranberry chutney. It's raw. It's raw cranberries and some Indian spices and some, lemon juice, garlic, and all that. And then, yeah, they go together very well. So this is one way to use the broccoli microgreens in the Indian food. We can
Sorry, is the moong dal that you soaked, you didn't cook them, so they're totally raw?
They're raw, but then we cook the pancake. So yeah.
But you can also, if you prefer to have it raw, you can dehydrate it.
Yeah.
Because these are mung beans that she's talking about. The dal is made from sprouted mung beans, right? Correct?
Yes. Yeah, my son is asking, Mom, can I eat my avocado toast?
He's like, forget the show. Let's get to the real business here.
Sorry. I know.
So, let us know, Srikar, why do you like it so much?
First of all, I love Mexican food.
So avocado is your favorite, huh?
Yeah. I think almost every week we get Chipotle just because like the guac there is so good. So I like avocado, and the microgreens give it like a crunch kinda.
Yeah.
I agree that's the perfect accompaniment. I think it was funny when Vanessa said it's the new peanut butter and jelly.
And this is one more salad where I try to use microgreens. Hope the lighting is not good. The sun keeps moving.
How dare it? Now bring it up higher, please. Whoa, here we go. This
These
is
are
my
the
kind of.
mung beans I'm talking about. These are soaked overnight, but these are raw. So you can use raw mung beans in the salads. But it's better to soak them overnight, and if it is sprouted, that's even better. This is grated beets, grated carrots, and then some lemon juice, and we add like a spice mix on the top. And Shrikar, can you get it? It's on the counter. Yeah. Sorry. And then we add some microgreens into this salad, and then mix everything, and then add that spice mix. Did you find it here? It's on the counter in a steel one.
Really, Sarisha, he's too busy eating his avocado toast. Why are we bothering him?
Yeah. So I want to show like how we make, like when we make the salad. I just want to show that. That's the reason I asked him to go and get it. I forgot to bring it outside.
No, we are teasing you. I'm teasing you.
Primary.
Yeah. So it's like we do like a tampering, dry tampering. We don't put oil, but put mustard seeds, cumin seeds, and some lentils and curry leaves and some green chili. And no. Oh, bring that. We can show like how we made the batter. Yeah.
So, Sarisha, you're talking my language.
Yeah.
No oil and all those other stuff. That's exactly where I go. So
Yeah.
this is wonderful.
This is the batter. This is how it looks when the whole,
For the dosa.
For the dosa, just grind the mung dal with some green chilies and ginger, and then make dosa. And then this is one salad. We can squeeze some lemon juice, and then this is one way to eat. And my kids' favorite way, or I should say my favorite way to hide microgreens for them, is in tacos. I'm going to show that.
That's a brilliant idea. Tacos would be the perfect fit for microgreens. Actually, microgreens goes in everything. It goes in soups. It goes in rice dishes. It goes in with pasta. It goes with everything as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing. And, I even juice it a lot, actually. When I make too much and I have much left over, Vanessa will be coming to you next for any of your.
So this is like a whole wheat tortilla, and then we put some black beans and fajitas cooked without oil. And then put some more avocado pieces as well in there. And then put some microgreens, and the taco is ready. So this is like, as my son was saying, he loves making food, right? So this is one more favorite way of eating the microgreens, like make a taco. You're done.
And I make a raw sour cream that I put on top.
Yeah, that's nice.
And the raw sour cream is up with macadamia nuts, and it is I think it's spectacular. And it just makes all the difference. And yeah, this is with the guacamole too. The sour cream on top. So I think we'll do very well together. I've got quite a few recipes that I love the fact that all of those spices you use are exactly what I do in the winter. And so this is just spectacular. Thank you. So Lisa, have an ideas that you've looked at all of this, and are you going to be starting growing your microgreens?
Yes, I love that it's easy because I am a little bit intimidated by gardening. I have a lot of plants in my house, but I've never grown food. So this really inspired me. Thank you for sharing.
Microgreens is the easiest thing to start growing, in my opinion. Sarisha, don't you think that for you that was true too? That really, if you've never grown anything your entire life, grow microgreens. You can almost never go wrong.
Exactly.
It's like it's like growing on aloe vera, and you messed it up. And who messes up aloe vera? No, you cannot, even if you try.
I know. One thing everyone should grow is microgreens in their home, especially kids. It's so satisfying that they sow the seeds, they see the plants coming out, and then kids can do charity work by growing them and selling them. And yeah, I forgot to mention today is Veterans Day. I want to wish all the veterans um, uh, and thank them for their service. Happy Veterans Day. Shrikar, you
I
want
got the charger.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Sorry, the guard.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. What was that he just handed you? I didn't recognize that.
Yeah, this is the charger.
Oh, the charger.
We just
No wonder I didn't recognize it. It's not edible.
yes.
So Vanessa, will you be growing microgreens now? She's eating.
I sure will. I'm going to be growing microgreens and sprouts, and I'm going to grow them next to each other, and I'm going to do my own blind taste test. I'll just randomly pick and try them because I love to have as many. When I make salads, it is everything, including the kitchen sink. Anything that's healthy, I'm going to put in my salad. I don't think, I feel like they all just go together because they're all so powerful and rich. And so I'll put in all kinds of different beans and all different vegetables. I love having sweet potatoes and love putting microgreens and or sprouted things that I'm going to grow myself because I want to grow all my food. That's my goal, to really be self-sustaining, grow everything myself. And if I grow indoors, then I don't have to battle with the squirrels, the raccoons, the possums. I'm afraid I'm not inviting them in to have any of the microgreens because they eat all my kale and my collard greens and everything I plant outside. So this will be mine. Easy to do anywhere on the counter. I just love that so much. I also love that you both donate to animal sanctuaries or animal organizations. Thank you so much for doing that. So much animal suffering going on, and thank you for helping. I do have a comment from one of our viewers, Maduri. I'm sorry, I may not be pronouncing this right. P. Disetti says, so much new info for me. Thank you, Shrikar and Dr. Surisha. And so appreciate your watching, Maduri. We hope that you are learning a lot. I know I'm learning a huge amount. I feel really inspired. As soon as I leave Indiana, I'm going to start growing things all over the place. It's just, I'm going to flood my entire house with microgreens, and then I'll have snacks everywhere I go. Can just eat a snack.
So, microgreens are actually a perfect thing to grow on the road.
Oh.
When you're traveling. Like if you have, what are those things called where you load it up and you travel from cross country? RVs. That's a perfect thing to grow. And it's such an easy thing to grow that when you're traveling, if you're traveling by car, obviously not on a plane, I don't think I'd take my seeds with me on a plane and start growing it there.
I think you would. If anyone would do it, I could see you doing it, Dory.
Not me, no. But microgreens are so easy and are so quick. And what I love is they need very little care. So Lisa, just so you know, it's so much easier. Sprouts to me demand all my time and attention. Forget it. I don't have that time and attention. And if you do one slight thing wrong, it's gone. You've lost that batch. And some people will go ahead and still eat it, and that's why they get sick. And they don't take responsibility for the fact they blame sprouts, and then they say, I can't eat sprouts because I get sick every time I eat sprouts. No, you never took care of it properly. But microgreens, all you have to do, and I repeat this, you've got to wash it thoroughly. I soak mine 3 times. The first soak is the longest. The second soak is the second longest. The third is much shorter. And then just like you saw that our guest did today, you then put it in the spinner, and then before you know it, boom, there you are. And what I love is it's as long as it stays connected to the earth in which it grew, it will still be fresh.
That's true. That's true. That's the reason we like to, harvest them just before eating. And then this will be a great addition to your greens. Like, we are supposed to eat our greens every day, and these are the easiest greens to eat raw. If someone is not interested in eating kale and other hard greens raw, we can, incorporate microgreens, which are like powerhouse of nutrients. And the reason we grow like broccoli microgreens more than any other thing is for its sulforaphane content. And we had good success with broccoli microgreens. What do you say, Shrikar?
Yeah.
Shrikar, your first attempt, how did it go? The very first time you did it?
I can't remember. Well, the first time we ever tried to like plant something I did was mustard. Mustard did not come out
as good as
like at all. The first time we did broccoli microgreens, they came out pretty good.
It's true.
Yeah, I find that most people prefer the broccoli, not because they're used to broccoli or because it's just easier. But the radish ones I also like in the winter because I eat raw. I like spicy things in the winter. And I like a lot of fire in my foods in the winter. So that's why I find that I mean, there's so many of them you can grow. It's actually another great thing that I like to do is grow several kinds and then mix them together in the same meal.
That's true. It adds all the nutrients from various, microgreens. Like, because watercress has other kinds of isothiocyanates that we find in cruciferous vegetables when compared to the isothiocyanates you find in broccoli microgreens. So every greens have their own unique phytochemicals. So you can't just live on broccoli diet, but then add it to your predominantly plant-based diet to reap the benefits. So, and
yeah. I agree. I absolutely agree. So, Lisa, when will you start with yours?
I love that you're guiding me into action, and I appreciate that. I'm thinking within the next week, this would be a good project for me.
Excellent.
For sure.
Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold you to it. And when I know that Vanessa keeps saying she's coming back to LA, but that's not true. She's going to be going from place to place and doing all sort of hot springs and whatnot. So when she's finally back in town, you will then have preceded her in growing yours. And then what we can do is on the show, get together and compare her newly growing microgreens with yours, which by then will definitely, you might have harvested yours twice already. Because I think she'll be gone for another 2 weeks. Are you going for another 2 weeks, Vanessa?
That is correct. I'm leaving Indianapolis, yay, this Friday, going to the hot springs for a week and then Ventura for a week. So I really won't be in LA for another 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm moving from place to place, so not enough time with the microgreens, and I'm flying. I just had this image when we were talking about the plane. I just had an image of Dorit on the plane and somebody coming and trying to sit in that seat. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's for the microgreens. You can't sit there. Yeah, thank you. You traveled with them.
Yeah, I paid for that seat. For my microgreens.
I have to have them with me wherever I go. So I really... George, my partner, is very big on growing everything ourselves. So he's going to be really excited to do these microgreens because that it's such a powerhouse of a food. And I want to say we have a couple more comments. Maduri wrote, amazing, Vanessa, thank you. Well, then that to me, thank you so much. That means I didn't completely butcher your name. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you. And Monica Coley says, very informative and looking forward to more sessions. Thank you so much, Monica, also for watching, and glad that you're finding this informative. I am too. I'm just learning so much that's so valuable and so easy. And I really appreciate, Dorit, when you said those who are struggling to find food, can be a cost issue to eat well. People always say, oh, eating vegan or eating organic is so expensive. It isn't. You get seeds, you grow them yourself. That right there is such a great cost. You just buy in bulk and do a lot of things yourself. And eating organic, vegan, and raw is not expensive at all. And it's so accessible to anyone. Even if you live in a small apartment, you can still grow your trays just the way you all are showing us, which is really inspiring.
Actually, it can be expensive if you're into eating a lot of things like I do, like jackfruit and papaya and pineapples and whatnot. But you just have to limit what you're going to be doing. But most people's diets are limited already anyway. I mean, most people eat pizza for lunch and burger for dinner, and then go back to oatmeal for breakfast, or waffles, the same thing all the time. So if you're going to have a limited diet, why not make it microgreens? And if you're into sprouts, then also bring up the sprouts. And just that alone is so inexpensive that it actually costs less than going to some of these non-food places that people call fast food, which is not food. It ends up being, and your skin will thank you. Your sleep will improve. Your hair will say, well, thank you so much. And all of your emotions, people don't realize that food and our emotions are connected. And one of the things that most people think about when they think of food is disease. But actually, we're not meant to use food to prevent diseases. We're part of nature. We're meant to use food to stay healthy, to be healthy. Disease is the lack of health. That's why it's dis-ease. There's a lack of ease in the body. And so instead of using food to combat things, why not use food to actually revitalize and renew our own cells and our microbiome, and treat our digestive systems with things that they recognize and that they can use to really benefit their lives and their emotions. The brain, eat for your brain, eat for brain health, eat for heart health. If, I did a whole year, I did an experiment of where I ate I looked at 7 chakras, and every month I did a different chakra. I lived for different chakras. I wore the colors of that chakra. I ate only the colors of that chakra, and I did meditations with only the colors of that chakra. And I changed all the bulbs in my apartment to only the colors of that chakra. That was the most magical year of my life. And then another year, I ate just for my organs. So once I did the kidneys, then another one I did the liver. This is just because I find life in a body to be so exciting, in a human body. And there's just so many things that we can do and explore and have fun with. We can have fun. I call it the play zone, where this is why the last Elegantly Raw show that I did, we did that. We have this challenge now going on where we had that beautiful, stunningly, I don't know if all of you saw it, but that absolute amazing sculpture that Kathy did. And she's the food editor of Veg World magazine. It's so stunning, those floral whimsies. And so the challenge now until the 31st of December is to create it into a raw masterpiece, because there's so much that we can do and have fun with food and go back. And Kathy and I are getting together to look about changing the culture of non-foods, because we have a culture of non-foods where people eat out. And I found it interesting that during the pandemic and with the lockdown, what people were missing the most is going to restaurants. And I thought, why? I actually don't like going to restaurants because I don't know what's going on back there. I don't know who has dropped water and put it back in my food, or who doesn't like me and spat in it. I mean, I just couldn't believe that people were missing restaurants. I was shocked. I thought this is the time to go online and learn how to make all these different things. I mean, if let's say 50% of the people learned about microgreens and started using microgreens. Can you hold up that microgreen tray again, please? If people learned about microgreens during the lockdown and used most of their time learning how to make them, because it's so easy, how to grow it and how to use it, just think what how their health would have changed now. They wouldn't be wanting vaccines and so terrified of a little virus, or a big one in this case. Yes, look how beautiful that is. That's us.
The kids should be growing these, as a fun project, and then families should be eating them for health benefits. So we did, like Shrikar did, like a class. When was it? Is it in June? Like, it's a Zoom class. You did like a Zoom class where you showed how to grow.
June. That was like
August, yeah, around that time. So a group of kids, they all joined the Zoom class, and then he showed like step-by-step process how to make it, and then all those kids grew the microgreens and they shared pictures with us. You remember? So it's like a fun activity as well for kids, and at the same time you can reap the health benefits. As Dorit was saying, not many people know the heart healthy benefits of broccoli. So for people who don't like broccoli, these are broccoli microgreens. You can have them instead of, having raw broccoli. So to reap the same benefits. So broccoli microgreens are good for heart, good for lung health, and then, as I told before, to remove the toxins in your body, uh, and improve the inflammation in our system. So they reduce the inflammation as well. So various benefits. We have many reasons to eat them and grow them, right? Yeah.
Yes, and it's also much kinder on the digestive system. So many people don't want to eat raw broccoli because they don't chew it properly. But microgreens are so beneficial to the digestive tract. So really, really important to start adding it to whatever it is that we're eating on a or with me in my case, I juice them a lot as well. So the only time I use them in the summer is for juices. Usually I don't eat them in the summer because I eat them so much in the winter. But I will every now and then I will, pass and I see, oh, those microgreens are really tantalizing, and I'll just get some and immediately take it home and juice it. But I'm very fortunate. I didn't grow up with candy and sweets and all that stuff. And is this a problem for Srikar?
I don't really eat candy. If I do, like my mom makes these I don't know how to explain them. They're like dates with
Peanut butter or any nut butter.
like peanut butter inside them, and they taste like really good.
They're like Snickers. So,
Lisa, was there something you wanted to say?
No, I was just really admiring how Shikar started a movement, and I was thinking about how important it really is to guide our youth in terms of connecting with the earth, and no matter where you live, it's such an opportunity to really bond with earth in that way.
Yeah, just think about this. If instead of us blaming the youth for the fact that they really don't have anything to do with their lives, and so they join gangs in order to get their connection, what if we connected them back to who they are, which is nature, and did something like Srikar's mother did, and gave him a project to get his hand dirty and get his hand into the soil and start learning to grow. And Srikar, when you did it, did you think that you're going to end up enjoying? And didn't you enjoy it more because you grew it?
I mean, yeah, I enjoy eating it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This kid can be hilarious.
I like eating them in a lot of Mexican foods.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. I often, when I'm traveling, I will go to a Mexican restaurant and get some guacamole because one of the few places I know it will be raw. Because a lot of people put strange things in guacamole nowadays. It's very weird. And often when I get it, I always think, if only I had a bed of microgreens for this. Constantly. Every time I see Mexican food, I always think, oh, that would really help with having some microgreens on that. They go so well together. Srikar, maybe you and I will go down to Mexico and start a new craze down there. So Vanessa, there you were in Chicago. Were you able, when you were in Chicago, I know you went to vegan, yes.
Veggie
Can you
house.
tell us something about it and about the foods and how you're eating while you're on the road?
Yes, eating while on the road. I'll start with that. I have been eating because there aren't a lot of options here in Indianapolis and I don't like buying packaged foods. I've just been eating a lot of sweet potatoes, grapes, oranges, carrots. I'm just kind of eating a lot of that. I am right after this because I haven't had really anything to eat today because I've run out of everything. I am going to a Black-owned soul food type restaurant here, one of the few vegan places here called Cul-de-sac Kitchen. They won't serve past 6:30 p.m. because they say your digestion is hampered later in the day. So I just love that they do that. They have a very, even though it's very rich, hearty food, it's very health and soul wellness oriented. And I want to support as many Black-owned vegan places as I can. So a lot of dried mangoes too. I've been eating a lot of that. That's kind of a crack for me. I would say my favorite candies that are healthy are dried mango, and I like to put cashews inside my dates, or I will macadamia nuts, which I love, don't really go so well with it, but I find cashews and dates to me are absolute bliss. The Veggie House, when I did my lunch break live there, what I loved about that place is they really did the traditional Chinese dishes, but very healthy, fresh, flavorful. The food was so lightly and quickly cooked, still very crispy, not raw, but still very lightly cooked. And they used the skin for the dumplings. They used either carrots or pumpkin or beets. So it was very, very vegetable heavy. I eat, when I'm not doing my lunch break live at a restaurant, I eat all whole food plant-based. So I don't want anything that isn't how it appears in nature. I eat mostly raw, not entirely. And I felt at Veggie House that I wasn't violating the temple the way I sometimes feel when I'm eating food that is much less in line with my views on what health is. So Veggie House had a lot of those fresh flavors, and it was so vegetable heavy, nothing processed. They made their own meat substitutes. There was nothing, none of these packaged GMO type products. So it was very, very authentic feeling, but with the lightness, no brown gloopy sauces, just very spicy. There was a lot of kick, and just really emphasizing the natural deliciousness of vegetables.
So if you're watching this and you're going to Chicago, you're nearby or in Chicago, Veggie House, you would recommend that, Vanessa?
I would highly recommend Veggie House. The best food I had in Chicago for my one day. Oh, wait, that's a lie. It rivals the other place where I got food to go for my trip back. I got raw vegan food from Arya Bhavan. I had raw tacos that were just a mixture of all kinds of different vegetables that was wrapped in a collard leaf. And I had a raw strawberry cake, which was just oozing strawberry-ness. And I would recommend both those places really, really highly, one Chinese, one Indian. And lastly, Monica Coley has another comment. Kudos to Shrikar for engaging himself in conscious eating at a very young age. I so agree with you, Monica. I wish, Shrikar, that I had been as health-minded and as planet-minded. You donate to animal causes. You use this money to help suffering beings, the greatest suffering that we're causing to billions of animals. And I just appreciate how enlightened and progressive you are at your age. And I so wish I had been as enlightened as you. And congratulations to you for leading this kind of exemplary life.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with his mother. I think it has everything to do with his mother.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So, Lisa, final words, please.
I just want to thank everybody for sharing just how amazing the opportunities are to really take care of our bodies, and how easy it can be. I'm thankful for that, because I think in this time that we're in, simplicity is really important. And sometimes the simple is the most powerful.
I agree. Usually it is the most powerful. Nature is pretty simple. We're the ones who complicate everything with our little recipes and elaborate stuff, and it's pretty interesting. So next person, Vanessa, any last 30-second wrap up, please?
Yes. Madhuri says, awesome, Vanessa. Have you been to Amitabh WF whole food plant-based? I don't know what the NO is. Can you tell me what that? No oil. I'm no oil too. Healthy Korean in Chicago. No, I wish I'd known about it. I didn't see it on Happy Cow. You live near there. Lucky you. I like Cul-de-sac Kitchen. I have to try Veggie House. Please try Veggie House and say hi to Zoe for me. It's amazing there. So delicious. My last few words are grow your food. Get off the grid. Be more sustainable. Waste less. Eat less. Compost more.
That's the slogan for our Zero Food Waste Challenge, which is we're doing all the way till the end of December. And to our special guest today, last words, please, both of you. Please unmute yourselves. Yeah.
Sorry, it's like really laggy.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, and happy Veterans Day.
And yeah. Hi, thank you so much for having us both on your show. Hope we inspired some people today, right, to grow microgreens, especially kids. It's a great opportunity to grow. And hopefully Shrikar can donate enough for the animal charities. Yeah, he wanted to donate for Gosala. It's like where in India, they raise cows and then the babies will stay with the mother. So he wants to donate to a place like that.
And could you tell us quickly before we go a little bit about your own work here? I know you used to teach at the community center. You're now doing a Zoom series.
Yeah, now
and you also have a group in India as well as one here.
Yes. So we do this online Zoom classes for disease prevention, sometimes even reversal. So we do like 8-week courses, 6 weeks courses. And then the session right now I'm doing at the community center, it's a 6-week session where I talk about the benefits of plant-based eating and show like whole food plant-based, no oil cooking. People are amazed to see how tasty it can be, even without oil and all plants. So that's the best way, sustainable way of living, sustainable way of achieving health is plant-based eating. Good for us as well as planet.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much. I am so very glad that you all were able to join us today for this very illuminating time, which I hope you'll share this so more people will see this, because especially share with teenagers, please, and preteens, so they know that there is something that they can actually be doing other than just looking and staring in space at a phone or at video or at games. So thank you all so much for watching today. And we're going to say to your life needs you. Your life needs you to show up for yourself. So bring more life into your life by eating more live foods. Thank you, everyone. Next week, we will be back. We have a special guest. It's David Rosenstahl, and he's Fire Foods. He'll be here with the Fire Foods, which was featured on my Elegantly Raw show. But we're going to be talking about zero food waste, about how his business works for zero food waste. So bring us your ideas that you have for your own zero food waste, and also to learn more about Fire Foods. Thank you all, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks to our special guests.
Thank you.
Thank you.